Recently, the Unused here had a tiering survey in which they asked the community's feedback regarding the unused metagame. In that survey, 5 Pokemon were identified, and the community's feedback was requested. The question was basic, simply asking on a scale of 1 to 5, how much attention does the community believe that the following 5 Pokemon require? Those Pokemon were Quackquavel, Terastallize, Hoopa Unbound, Weavile, which recently underwent a suspect test, and Ogerpon Cornerstone. And lastly, at the end of the survey, they asked, is there anything else that the community feels needs to be taken a look at? Upon receiving the results of the survey, the UU Council has decided that Hoopa Unbound needs to be suspect tested. But here's the problem I have, folks. I personally do not believe that any of these Pokemon would be a problem if it wasn't for one phenomenon: Terastallization. The National Dex OU tier recently suspect tested Terastallization. A large majority of voters decided that Terastallization needs to go. Of course, the National Dex metagame is vastly different, as they have many different mechanics from many different generations fitted together. And perhaps Terastallization is the part that pushes Pokemon over the edge in that metagame. However, I believe that the same could apply in regular classical Generation 9. Upon the ban of Terastallization in National Dex OU, many Pokemon, such as Goldengo, King Gambit, and Regieleki, to name a few, were instantly unbanned. Regieleki is even predicted to fade into the basement of irrelevancy without Terastallization, according to the National Dex tier leader. That is a very bold statement to make on just how powerful Terastallization can be for certain Pokemon. Many of the Pokemon that were identified as problem children, but mainly Quackquavel and Hoopa Unbound, are only problematic because of Terastallization, as I mentioned. The problem I have with Terastallization is twofold. Number one, it is an instant power boost if you Terastallize into a type that matches one of your original types. Choice Scarf Hoopa Unbound is known for spamming Hyperspace Fury and 2-hit KOing many bulky monsters, but without the power of Terastallization, you could play around it much easier. Quackquavel has its clearly defined weaknesses, but there are those games where you try your best, and just the fact that this Pokemon can, for one turn, surprise you with a Terra type to stave off the counterplay can have a snowball effect, making Quackquavel run away with a game that it had no business winning. Terastallization is the reason why Hoopa is on the chopping block, in my opinion. If Hyperspace Fury wasn't so super boosted because of the Dark Terastallization, many Pokemon would feel a lot more comfortable switching into Hoopa. The Terastallization turns a 2-hit KO into a 1-hit KO for many Pokemon as well. Pokemon such as Terastallize has a chance to live a normal Hyperspace Fury from an adamant Choice Scarf Hoopa Unbound, and you turn out to destroy it. And Quackquavel turning into a Steel type to resist potential status like Toxic, or to stave off super effective attacks designed to cut its sweep short. This is a very, very delicate position to dance around at the end of the day. The other Pokemon mentioned, Terastallize, Weavile, and Ogerpon Cornerstone, they're not really Terra reliant. They are just grand Pokemon, but just the added benefit of Terastallization does mean that they have a chance of defeating opponents that they had no business doing. The fact that any Pokemon can flip the script, even though it's just once, is another complex layer of calculations and game planning that I do not believe is necessary and healthy in Generation 9. And if the trend follows, such a large amount of people might actually feel the same way if we ever had to have a suspect test on Terastallization. Also, I forgot to mention that Terastallization in itself, if it was banned from overused in all the Generation 9 metagames, it would at the very least make for a very fun metagame development, in my opinion. Folks, let me know what you think about Terastallization. Do you think it's fair game? Do you think it's the best mechanics in sliced bread? Or do you believe there's a broken element to it, and that the fact that matchups can be flipped with the click of one button and games can be ended because of it, it is a mechanic that needs to go? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Folks, if you did end up enjoying this video nonetheless, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We shall be doing a lot more of these. Until next time, folks, we'll be U-turning out. Thanks for watching.